Hi ladies, this practice is just for you who are participating in this cleanse. And I just encourage you to maybe light a candle, burn some incense, or maybe you have an essential oil diffuser. It's just really nice to create a space that you look forward to dropping into. And the practice I have created today shouldn't be more than about 20 minutes or so. And I encourage you to try to do this every day during your cleanse. You're also welcome to, you'll have this link forever and I'll keep it available to you to use as often as you wish. We're going to focus on gentle twisting, which is just really nice for our digestion. So to begin, let's start with our feet about hip width apart, or shoulder width apart, excuse me, and soft knees, right? So we're not locking into the knee joint. Arms by your side, heart open, shoulders relaxed away from the ears, and just take a few moments to drop into your space and focus on the breath. So you can slowly begin to lengthen your breath. My intention is to create a practice in which you really don't need any props today, just you and your mat. Nice full breath in and a slow, long, extended breath out. And if you feel ready, we'll bend the knees slightly and just begin our hip sway side to side. So remember that the lower half of the body is creating the movement and the upper half of the body is just following along. So it's very relaxed, although you're keeping the spine nice and tall. We maintain that breath as we continue here, just moving side to side. And begin to bring that to center, pausing, and just feel the sensations. Notice what's happening in the body. Continuing with that nice, long, smooth breath. Do one more standing pose here. And we're going to go ahead, bend the knees, rotate to the right as you open the arms wide, palms up, reach up, gaze up if you wish. And then rotate to the left as you exhale, palms down, arms wide, and release. And then here, from the left side, inhale, reach up. And exhale to the right. And again, inhale right. And exhale left. Now come back to center. I just want to show you another way that you can do this, and just to really listen to what resonates with you, is to take this in one direction for a few rounds. So we rotate right, inhale, exhale left, and go right back to the right side again. Inhale, and exhale. Back to center, and then switch. Do 3 rounds on the other side. Inhale, and exhale. Back to center, and pause, and feel. So as you move along with this video during your week, you can choose if you'd like to do alternating sides or stay with one side as you move along. Okay? So we're going to step up to the front of our mats and find your feet hip width apart And we're just going to move in and out of Tadasana and forward fold here, just warming up the spine and the back body in general. So inhale, reach up, palms together, and exhale down through center, fold forward. Arms by your side, or you can bring them out wide. Really lengthen the spine, reach forward with the crown of the head and engage your core as you inhale and come back up. And again, exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. And again. And one more. So we're just making this nice and fluid and smooth. This practice can be done first thing in the morning if you'd like, or it can be done in the evenings even prior to bed. Just moving slowly with the breath, mindfully, getting yourself grounded and connected. And then exhale, release the arms by your side. Take a few breaths here. All right, so let's go ahead and move our way into down dog. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. And go ahead and walk your feet back, coming into your down dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. And go ahead and just take it for a walk for a moment. Still breathing, nice long extended breath. And then go ahead and come back down or come onto the knees. Right. And a little cat-cow, exhaling round, inhaling open. Slow and mindful with the breath. And then finding your way into Chakravakasana. So exhaling, release back into a child's pose. And inhale, come up. I'm just taking a few rounds here. You can move at your own pace. You can always quicken the pace of the practice in the morning if you're doing it. Energize your day a bit. Or you can slow it all down in the evening as you're getting ready to wind down the day. The next time you find your way back, go ahead and pause, just keep the arms extended. You can even come up onto the tips of your fingers, lifting the shoulders and the elbows and just feeling a nice stretch. Take a couple more breaths here. On your inhale, rise back to all fours and bring your right knee slightly in front of the left. So when I say slightly, it's maybe 3 to 4 inches, 6 at the most. It doesn't take much. You're going to drop back into an asymmetrical child's pose. So the right knee is slightly in front of the left. So the right arm's going to relax. And the left arm, we're going to reach out and then scooch it to the right. So we get a nice stretch through the shoulder and into the side body a bit.
And then notice what's going on in the lower half of the body for you. Now, if you're like me, and I can bring my head to the floor, but it's kind of nice to have it lifted. So I take my right hand and just rest my head on my hand. I just feels that a little bit more supported. Nice steady breathing here. And then we'll bring that left arm back to center, or extending off that left shoulder, and come back up to all fours. Make the knees even again. And then we'll go ahead, bring the left knee slightly in front of the right. Draw that back, or draw back into a child's pose. You're going to feel a little bit more of a stretch through that right side body there. Okay. Relax the left arm, and maybe even support your head with your hand if you want. With that right arm really extended, you can even walk the fingertips out a little bit, and then scooch it to the left. You can lean in just a little bit to the right. And just really enjoy that nice stretch all the way through that right side of your arm, shoulder, side body, low back, maybe even a little bit into the hip. And breathe. A couple more breaths here. And then go ahead and bring that right arm back to center. Come back up to hands and knees. Recenter both knees. Maybe a little cat-cow would feel nice. Maybe you'd like to come into another down dog. You're free to do that as well. Okay, so just a little movement here. And then we're going to go ahead and come to a seated position. So we're going to find ourselves with both legs extended out in front of us. And we're going to come into a what I would call a Vinyasa practice, or a movement in Janu Shirsasana, so single knee. So you'll bend the right knee. You can keep the foot next to that inner thigh if that feels more comfortable, or if you're able to, just depends on the mobility through your IT band and hip. You can bring that foot up and over that left leg, right? So we take this left arm around that right knee, nice and tall through the spine, as tall as you can. We're not using a blanket behind us because we're going to move. Place your right hand behind you on the floor and draw the shoulders open. So making sure the heart's open. And you're going to very deliberately draw the hip back as you move into the twist, and then you can bring the twist into the neck by looking out that right shoulder. And then we come back, bringing the hips back to center. Okay? The left leg stays active, that foot stays flexed. Okay, it's not just hanging out and dangling. We really want it active here. And we're going to move in and out of this with the breath. So on your exhale, start to shift that right hip back and look out that right shoulder. And then the inhale brings you back to center. Okay, so if you've got this hip movement, you should also start to feel that left leg juts forward, right? Because the right hip's coming back, the left hip's coming forward, and it draws that leg forward a bit, an inch or two, right? So just feel that. And this is really nice, not only for communicating to the body that we're coming into a twist and being gentle with it, it's really nice to shift the hips to protect the sacrum, which does not have the same mobility as the rest of our spine. And then the next time you exhale into the twist, finding my posture sinking, so nice and tall through the spine, shift to the right, and breathe. And then slowly unwind. Sending both legs out in front of you. And shake that out a little bit. All right, and then we'll switch sides. I'm going to turn around just so I continue to face the camera. Right leg's extended, left foot to the inner thigh or up and over. Right elbow around that left knee. Keep that left or right foot flexed, please. Left hand behind you, press into the floor. It helps you to lengthen the spine. Shoulders stay down and open. And then just shift that left hip back as you take your gaze back over that shoulder. And then we come back front. So just kind of checking in with your posture, how everything feels. Don't assume that it's going to feel or be the same way on each side. We have a lot of imbalances going on in our body, so take care of yourself. And when you're ready, on the exhale, shift into the twist. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale. Let's go a couple more here. So twists are wonderful for our digestive system, massaging the internal organs, getting things moving and stimulated. They're really nice to do if you ever have problems traveling, struggle with a little bit of constipation when you travel like I do. Twisting can be quite helpful. And it's also really helpful, the triphala that you're taking is also really helpful when you travel and can be used continuously even after this cleanse. It's just really good for your gut health, okay? So nice and tall through the spine, shifting to the left. We're gonna hold and breathe here. And then slowly release. Extend both legs out in front. Shake that out. All right, so we're going to go ahead and find our way onto our backs and just roll back. And once you're there, draw the knees into the chest. Give yourself a little hug. Create a little movement if you want to. We will come back to this in a moment. And where we're going to go now is you're going to extend the arms out from your side, palms down, so that it's going to act like a anchor for you. We're going to squeeze the knees together. Okay, we're just do a little core work, but it's a twist too. So I want you to be very conscious of how far you take this. Keep it more minimal if you're doing this as an evening practice, and minimal if you have any kind of challenges in your low back. So really take care of that, okay? So hug in the core, squeeze the knees together, arms or palms pressed down, and just slowly begin to roll to one side. Only taking it as far as it feels safe for you, and then come back to center, and then slowly roll to the other side. So we're going to combine here a little core strength as well as a twist. And of course, the farther you draw your knees towards the floor, the deeper the twist is. Now I stay more in the minimal side. I do have disc issues in my low back. And so by really listening to my body, I take care of that by not going quite as far. I can go a little farther if I do this in a more supported position with props, and that helps me stay safe. You always want to feel like you're in control. So if you're dropping the knees all the way to the floor and then having to really like swing them back up or get some momentum back up, I'm going to invite you to make the movement a little smaller. Let's just do one more each side. Wherever you are in your practice, just make sure you've gone equally side to side. As you move along with this video in your week, you're always welcome to pause and do any particular movement or pose a little longer if you'd like to. Go ahead and place the feet into the floor and take them out as wide as your mat. And we're going to go ahead and come into our double knee drop. So exhale, release the knees to one side. This way you can roll the palms up if you'd like. And open the top leg only so the legs open wide. Inhale, and then exhale, release to the other side. So again, just really taking your time here. Inhale, open. The bottom leg just follows like a teeter-totter, and then they both release to the other side. So it's a very gentle twist. It's safe on almost anybody's spine that I've worked with, that I know of. I've not run into anybody yet who has a problem with this pose. And at the same time, listen to your body. We'll go a couple more, and then if you'd like to get the head involved, begin to rotate or roll the head side to side in the opposite direction that the knees are going. It's up to you. You don't have to keep the gaze up to the ceiling if you'd prefer. And then again, when you've gone equally side to side, bring both the knees back up. Draw the knees into the chest once again, and then find your way into a little bit of our Apanasana, inhaling as you push the knees, arm lengths away, and exhaling towards you. And then a few knee circles. Making sure you do go both directions. And maybe even knees wide. Go ahead and extend the legs out along the floor, just taking a moment into Shavasana to complete our practice. Allow it to integrate. If you prefer to use some props and stay a little longer, you can. At this point, the video will come to an end, and you are welcome to stay here for as long as it feels right for you. Just taking it in.